Hi everyone, Dee here. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a restful December and we are now stepping into the new year. So, we did decide to stay in. We had plans to go out yesterday and we went and we ate at this really nice Indian restaurant called Market Cafe. It's here in Richmond and the food is really delicious. If you want really authentic Indian food, that's the place I recommend. And we then came back home, watched TV, hung out, read our books, talked, and went to sleep after 12. And today we woke up, just hung around, ate our leftovers, and I didn't want to make my YouTube video. I just wanted to laze. But, like my dad always says, first day of the year, you got to show up for work. And that's a tradition that I would like to carry forth, always show up for work, even if it's just for 5 minutes. We would go to his office. Nobody would be there because he'd give them an off. That's even for applicable for Diwali. But he would show up and we'd forced to go. And we'd sit around while he'd be working, catching up with work. Good memories. So, I was thinking in this month of January, we are going to just touch on the topic of play. Why play is very important. I have this lovely book that I picked up in Charlottesville. We were in Charlottesville last weekend, and there was this lovely quote. The minute I picked up this book, I should have bookmarked it. And there was this lovely quote about how play is very important. It's by it's a spiritual diary by Stephen Charleston. That's the book, and he is a Native American mystic, and he talked about why play is so important. I now can find it. I should have, uh, you know, I should have marked that page. But the thing is, this book opened up to that page the minute I picked it up. I was quite shocked. It happens once in a while. When a book calls out to you, just pick it up, and whatever you're thinking about, it's there in the book. So I'm going to find the passage and I'm going to put it down in the transcripts. But it talked about play and how we adults should continue to play. And that's a topic that I find very dear to my heart. And that's the way my brain works. I would make a portrait, I'd be very much invested in making it realistic, and something would happen in my brain, and the whimsy would come out. It it will look something totally different. Like the girl behind me, she was supposed to be, realistic, and something happened, and I just made her more whimsical. Only my mom-in-law's portrait, if you could see it, that one right above my head, that's realistic. That was a gift to my husband on his 50th birthday. But otherwise, my art tends to do its own thing. I have very little control, which is okay. The play really wants to come out. If you think about it, even in my childhood, I was more interested in playing. I would finish my work and run off and play with my friends. My grades were never good because I wasn't disciplined. I just wanted to play. And it's happening in my art too. The child wants to come out and the child wants to play. And that's the reason why I love color so much. I've spent so much money on colors on art supplies because it's play. And before art became my vocation, it was play. I just wanted to play, and people started buying my work, and it became work. And somewhere along the line, I lost interest in it. I went into gardening, and that's also play in a way. You have your flowers come up, you're taking care of trees, the grass, mowing, sowing, you know, trying to control nature, which you can't. You really can't control nature in any of its forms, and trying to mold it into what your sense of beauty is, and it's not working out, and all that thing that was happening in my 2023, along with my health. It went into that, like getting myself well again and working in nature. Art took a step back, and then in 2024 onwards, I really started getting back into art and into sketching, and it really helped me balance my state of mind because I was so outwardly focused. I went back into my art world as well, and slowly but steadily I found play again in the world of art where I have more control. Little control, some control, I would say some control. So I decided to get back into it. October, November, December, I basically was delving into other people's cultures and whatever would pull me towards them. The whole uh, Japanese folklore, the the Indian folklore, the Madhubani art, and then Coptic art, the Ethiopian Coptic art. These were all very immersive topics. And after putting in that effort just about daily, my soul wanted some, time to just step back and take it easy and fill in my well, which was basically not make art. I didn't really make art in these couple of days. I just rested. I read books. I went to Charlottesville, bought more books, and my husband's given me even more books to read. He finishes his books and then he just passes them on because they're wonderful books. And I buy my own books, and it's a never-ending reading list. I think I'm going to be dying, and there'll be this like already this pile of books. There'll be another pile of books by my deathbed, and cards and art supplies. I think I'm a female version of William Blake, except that I'm not in that hand to mouth stage. So I would be able to buy art supplies. So let's get to it. I was thinking before we start making art, we do a little oracle reading for all of us. It scares me. Tarot scares me. I did Deviant Mood Tarot cards for America. Scary. Very scary. But the ending was happy that we would come out to the other side. There is light at the end of the tunnel. That was the message basically. But it talked about a lot of suffering, a lot of soul searching coming our way. Oh, my favorite mug is still around. Okay, so let me show you the cards that I was drawn to today. So this is the book. I'm going to find those pages and I will talk about that page. I may or may not read it out today. You know me. I try to be structured for YouTube, but so I read this book by Megan Watterson. Her book is very good as well about Mary Magdalene. What happened to Mary Magdalene when Christ passed away, when he left. And I really enjoyed her book. And this is the other oracle deck that I really like. So I think today we're going to do this one. Next week I'll do this one. So this one I want to do more in terms of now that I know when I did my tarot that we have a lot of stuff that we have to get through. Tarot generally doesn't give you solutions. It tells you what's going to happen, right? And I see oracle cards more in terms of therapy. Like, okay, now that you know this shit is going to happen, what are you going to do about it? So, yeah. And I really like these cards. These are very pretty cards, as you can see. Very, very pretty cards. Some of them are not straight. Yeah. So, what does the spirit want us to know? Is that a card? No, it's just there. What does the spirit want us to know for the coming year? How do we handle the coming year? I think that's a better question, right? How do we handle the coming year? And I live day to day, moment to moment, but the war is more within, where I try to control my own reactions to things, because whatever's happening outside, I have no control over it. I don't even have control over my inner cells, and my inner wants and needs. I'm supposed to give up chocolate, and here I just hate a nice caramel chocolate. And anyway, let's focus, stay. How do we handle whatever's coming America's way this year, in the year of 2026? I'm seeing, intuitively, I'm seeing a lot of fireworks. Will it be worse than 2025? It's going to be different. More of the same and yet very different. I think a lot of people are going to realize that things as they were promised are not how they're going to turn out. Things are not going to be what they are. We just have to, it's like being ill, and the healing takes time. You get to know that you're sick, and then you have to heal yourself. So there's medicine, There is patience involved. There is rest involved. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting. There is a lot of trauma that we have to handle as a nation. Okay. Oh, getting a heavy feeling. Yeah, let's do this. 3 card reading? Yeah, let's do a 3 card. If it becomes more than that, it is what it is. That is union. Myself, my soul are one. Golden light healing comes from within. Resurrect and the resurrection. The ego dies and the soul rises. Yeah, this makes sense, doesn't it? Myself and soul are one. So in 2025, many of us were looking inwards and we were looking for an answer, a sacred answer. That's what I would call it. Something we stopped looking outside. We stopped looking for people to help us from outside. We know the government is not what it used to be. We used to think that the government will save us. We believed in the institutions, and nobody's coming to save us. I think I said it in one of my other reading also. So my soul, we started listening to ourselves. We started listening to what our soul was saying, that maybe it's time now we softened a little bit towards people. Maybe our messages, we know our message, maybe we need to soften our edges and just, be willing to talk to people who are wounded, who are now waking up and realizing that we don't pass on the trauma just because things have been a certain way. They don't have to continue that way. And the way needn't be cruel. We've known that the way to heal trauma or the way to heal lack is basically through abundance, through reasoning, through logic, through love, through kindness. We know that. Our soul knows that, and we've known it. Then we also knew that healing comes from within. So many of us reached that stage in 2025 that we started working within ourselves because we were very traumatized, and for whatever reason, we were very traumatized and we were grief stricken. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, what was it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So whatever, and we knew and we told them, and people are like, okay, I effed up, and now my soul is saying that I was wrong. What do I do? Well, we can't help them. The healing has to come from within. Even at this point, our own healing, whatever happens in our life, the healing has to come from within. Yeah, it's the way it is. When the change comes, the forgiving has to come from within. We have to first forgive ourselves, then we go and ask for forgiveness from others. And the ego dies and the soul rises, resurrect in life. So that's the message for America. There is a lot of soul searching that is happening. And when we as a nation, that's again, that is the reading that I got with my Deviant Moon Tarot cards, that we have to do a lot of soul searching. We have to give up this negative fear that we have of the others on both sides of the aisle. We have to talk to each other because, it's like 2 eyes. You need your eyes. I mean, you can't live with one eye, but, if one eye is not in balance with the other eye, you have an issue. If you see a nation as a body, you need both your eyes, your hands to work in balance together. You need your legs to go together. That balance has to be maintained. When the balance is not maintained, then that's when we go to the doctor, right? Like, okay, something horrible is happening to me. Help. And the physician herself. We have to help ourselves. Let's just do 2 more cards. I'm itching to do 2 more cards. I don't know why. And since I don't know why, let's just do the cards. Let's pull them. Ooh. The 6th part, the body never lies. Yep. So our body tells us, like I was saying, your body tells you, the nation is telling you as a whole. If you see America as a nation, as a being, she's telling us, like, dude, this is not working. What the heck is happening here? Yeah, you've ridden the coattails of others' misery for way too long. Let's just handle this. Our all our unresolved karmic issues are coming up now. So we have to handle it as a nation. Thus, and we are in good hands. I mean, the ending is going to be good. She seems to be in a very trance state. So she seems to be in a very mystic state. Yeah, she surrendered and she seems happy. She not happy, she seems peaceful. So when we truly get on to our spiritual paths, whatever they may be, and we take it to the altar the way I say it, it gets better. It gets better. But there is a lot of soul searching to be done in terms of being a nation, because we are not a nation of just one type of people. We are a nation of many type of people, many type of people. America is a melting pot of the world. It's not just one way of being. And anyone who says that this is this way of being and you have to assimilate into it, that's not how it is. With diversity comes infusion. We go into each other's things, we go and eat each other's food, we marry into each other's families or become partners with them. We see our own identities, we work on our own identities, and then something beautiful comes out. Something always beautiful comes out. It's not a liberal way of seeing things, it's the way it is. It's a garden. If you see America in terms of a garden, a grove, you've got all kind of trees and plants and animal life. It's beautiful. Then if you just have a grove or just an orchard of apples, that's it. You've seen the apples and you're done. Yeah, great. You've got apples, you've got oranges. Good for you. What next? So you need diversity. You don't want a stagnant pool. You don't want you don't want monoculture. Monoculture is not good for the land. We are not good if we are just living in one way. We have to be diverse. We have to accept each other's diversity. That's the way it is. And that's the way the world is also moving. The world has always been moving in those ways. It's never been just one closed off nation. That's been detrimental. Even in those one closed off nation, there are ways of being, different ways of being. It's always been the case. And the nation that closes off, it stagnates. India had started stagnating. After medieval times, India was stagnating. And the British came and we were easy pickings. It happened because we were stagnating. We weren't moving, we weren't growing. When we stop moving, we stop growing, and we just stick to the past, there's disaster. You can't keep looking at the back and keep trying to walk forward. You're going to bound to, bang into something and hurt yourself. And that's what's happening. So we have to look inwards. And we have to be patient with people. I mean, that's why maybe I picked these cards, the Oracle deck, because Mary Magdalene, she and Mother Mary were very strict people. I mean, they fought with Christ also. Mother Mary especially didn't let Jesus off the hook for a lot of things if we read the Bible. And Mary Magdalene didn't get married, didn't do anything. She was a disciple. She was his foremost disciple, and she is in a lot of ways the first feminist. You see it in terms of spirituality, because women weren't supposed to leave homes and just go off and go off with a master and become monks and nuns and do those things. It was unheard of. You'd be mad. And I don't believe that she was a sex worker. I think that was something that was put on there. Nothing wrong with that. It's an ancient tradition. It's a way of surviving. People are doing it. They did it in the past, and we shouldn't judge them. Better ways of making a living, of course. Because I think in terms of energy, you could do better things with yourself, more creative things, But each to their own. And that's not the topic I'm getting into right now. So I wanted to show you a couple of things. Since it's a new year, I got these new paints. These are the Flashe paints. They're a bit like acrylics, but they're different from acrylics. And I couldn't help opening the box. I don't do the haul thing, where people do the haul and they open the box and all. I already opened them. I tried some of them. I loved them. I still have to get the color white because you can't mix them with gouache or acrylics. It's made with a different kind of a polymer or a resin, which is why it's not made with plastic. It's some other chemical that is used, so you can't mix acrylics with it. You can put acrylics on top, you can put gouache on top, you can put your crayons on top. Yeah, you can put all that, but you can't mix them up, to get a different kind of a color, because this is a different beast to itself. And I really like these colors. I was thinking in my artwork I would use one of these as a base. I did do a very ugly painting with a brush. I didn't have white, so I didn't have white. So I just used two different kinds of greens and they blended together. So that was a good experiment. Let me show you. Where is the book? This one. I want to show you all my dirty art. Let's see. This one. I mean, here also I've been doing things, but it's working out the colors. And I mean, this is a very ugly piece. I'm wearing green. This is green. And this is like, I think, a human Grinch. That's what I call her. A human Grinch. She's fine. She's good. I'll do something else here. I'll experiment with something else. This is my dear Dilution Journal. I'm a little thing with words today. I always do. So this was nice. Actually, the base was fluorescent pink. If you could see a little bit here. A little bit on the sides. And it's covered the color really well. I like it. So I'm going to use Flashe paints without the white when I get the white. So my job will be easier. But I don't have white right now. I have to. Plaza, the supply store, the art supply store that carries it, is on a holiday today. They don't believe in my dad's thing of having to work on first day of the month of January. Good for them. They're very nice giving people an off. Wish my dad did too, but we used to be dragged out of bed. No, 1st of January, we gotta go. Like, no. Anyway, so I still like her. She's Grinch. She is Grinch. So this is what we're gonna do, and I bought myself Christmas. I gotta buy things. I don't buy diamonds. I don't buy pearls. No diamonds and pearls. No, I buy art supplies. So I bought this Ohuhu mixed media journal, and I decided I'm going to start working on this for this year. I'm going to stick to this, and there's one more journal that I want to use. That's the Artex one that I'll show you next time. So I removed the cover of my Artex one, but I kept this, something to rip open in front of you. Ta-da! No stickers on top, nothing. And it's got this nice flappy thing here. I like that, but I haven't used this one, this mixed media. I generally use Arteza or Canson for my mixed media, and I tend to paint on panels with acrylic paints. Oh, this is lovely. It's got this thing. Look at this. I didn't know it had this. I think you can put your alcohol markers on this, and then you can paint with them. Can you use my alcohol markers on it? I'll have to check. Maybe I can buy a smaller Ohuhu mixed media journal just to try. No, gotta save money. So, this is nice. Now, I'm gonna work on this one, and we're gonna start with this book. Imagine a forest. Oh, when I bought this book, I fell in love with it. And the artist is self-taught, and she's a first-generation immigrant, just like me. She's a citizen. First-generation citizen. Yeah, just like me. And her beginnings were very humble. And she started working as a maid, and then she went on to work in a card company as an artist. You see, even this beginning, it's so beautiful. Look at this. This book is worth having. Even if you're not into art and you love doodling, you're on your calls or whatever and you doodle, this is the book to get and learn from. Look, it looks simple. This looks so simple, but it's so gorgeous. Look at that ship. Oh my God. It's so lovely. It just does something to my heart. Makes me feel so happy. Giving me dopamine pops is very easy. Look at this. And she's done it with acrylics. This is becoming more like a book review, but I am going to make art from it. I just have to decide what art. The red, my favorite color. This book, whenever I pull it out, it makes me happy. I made this during my vacation. I said I didn't make art. I just doodled a little bit. I was pulling out books from my library. There's so many books that I haven't even gone through. I just buy them. I say, oh, this is a lovely book. Put it into the shelf. I will get to it. And years pass by. Who hasn't got to it? Me. And yeah. So here you can use your acrylic paints and then you can draw on top of them with your acrylic paints or with your gouache, your watercolors. Even with flash paints, it can be done. Are you seeing it? Oh, look. They're so simple to make. They're so simple and so beautiful. I absolutely love this book. Oh, the birds, the butterflies. I mean, yes, you have to know your color palette. Look at that lion. Bird in the forest. I love the cats. Well, okay. Let me show you one thing that I did. Now that I remember, I did make a little sketch based on this book a while back. That's why I pulled this out. This is my ugly journal. Literally, all my ugly stuff for some reason goes into this book. This. Please don't judge it. It's awful. It's awful, but I make awful art for myself. So, the cat was kind of based on it. Please, it's just me watching TV and just doing shit with paint. Can I say that word on YouTube? So, look at this. The dragon is the bear is also so cute. Oh my God. I really fell in love with the dragon. There was a dragon here, I'm quite sure. Where did the dragon go, these women? Here. Look at her dragons. You can give this book to your teenager, even the young ones. They would love this book. Oh, the griffin. Then you have your dolls, the nesting dolls. Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. I could just go on talking. And you're not here to hear me talking after a while, are you? Just probably like, oh, this woman talks too much. So, I was thinking we can do some flowers. Start with something as simple as this, and then, I could work through the book, and then we could make something of our own. That would be a really good idea, right? I really like this. Okay. Since it's flash paints, I'm wondering, should I first color and then put on top of it? Or should I make it and then put color on top of it? And what colors do I use? You should have done your background. Let's just do black. Because the black is really black. It's the Flashe paints black is more matte than what you find in acrylics. So let's do this. I'm going to stay away from. I'm just going to take red. I had a red in So we can do red, red. And let's take out the greens. I don't want very flashy orange. That's just gonna pop it too much. I think this is yellow. I'm really taking out all my colors. I'm not gonna use blue. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start with this. I have my wet palette. It's pretty wet. So all you gotta do on your wet palette is, it's a very old wet palette. I think I've had it for over a decade. Yeah, I just got into art about it. Yeah, it comes with a little spongy thing at the bottom. You can change it. I'm gonna use that. And with my colors here. I just hope I don't get my shirt dirty. Okay. Okay. Let's get to it. What are we gonna draw? I don't want my... Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of my face now. Wrong button. Sorry, guys. Ha! There we go. Okay. The book. Let's do birds. Oh, I love this. We can mix both of these together and see what we get. I hope she's on YouTube. I'm gonna go check she's on YouTube. So there we go. My first impression of working with acrylics over flash paints is pretty good. I'm quite excited about it. Over here, I had started to use flash paint and it wasn't helping. The green was very weird. I think we're just going to use that green for background and then, maybe do a portrait on top of it. I wasn't very impressed with the flash paints green. So then, when it dried, I just put acrylic paint over it and it went over it very smoothly. So that's a plus point. And, the paint is pretty smooth. I'm touching it, and as you can see, there's no reflection, of the flash paint, and I really like that. For illustration, that's a plus point. Uh, as far as the painting goes, I didn't use those round fruit things. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. Today I'm a little pressed for time. This was just getting my beak wet, getting back into YouTubing, getting back into making art, and not being a lazy bum. You know how it is. Where did it go? Yeah, this one. So that's my version. That's my quick version. Yeah, and I use the wrong brushes. I mean, this line could be here. As you can see, even my pen is gliding so well on it. And if I don't like this leaf, I could just remove it, As you can see, here we go. Yeah, fill in the blanks. And I'm not selling it. If somebody wanted a print of this, I could do it, remove the imperfections, rework it. Like here, it's really, ugh. Like I would really bring this down. Yeah, here. Something like this, work it out. Make that area better. But the imperfections are always there, and we have to work over them, do things. But it's quite good. And the Ohuhu mixed media paper also held up pretty well, as you can see. So tomorrow I'm going to do a painting on this side and see how it goes. And probably I'm going to use, again, my flash paints. I'm going to pull out my gesso tomorrow, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the flash paints. First, I'm going to do a whole thing on black, and then I'm going to just gesso the areas that I'm going to paint on, make the simple bird or a simple house, and that way, see if the gesso sits on it and it, the black doesn't show, and then I get paint over it. I've done a couple of paintings like that with my acrylic paints, but whenever I had to take pictures, the glare would come, and I used to get very irritated about it. But this seems like a very good alternative. I don't know why I didn't buy these paints. They said that these were for ink paints, but there's a lot still that I can do with it. It's, let me see, something like just why not? Look, it looks so nice. Whatever this is. Am I ruining it? If I feel like I'm ruining it, I can just go back and remove it. You know how it goes. Because now that I did this, what will I do with these? So I will just wait for that to dry. Bye-bye. And we are good. It's like it never happened, right? This stuff never happened. There we go. It's part of the thing, it's not like art just comes out of nowhere. We make a lot of mistakes and then we have to go over it, straighten it out, redo things. And I wish in life we could redo things. So thank you for watching me, guys. Tomorrow, another birdie, maybe a more realistic bird, let's see, or a person, a bear. I haven't decided yet, because when we step out to play, we don't know what we're going to play. We don't put it in our to-do list. Okay, when I play, this is what I'm going to do. We don't do that as children. We just go meet up our friends and be like, okay, let's do something. Let's play this. It's still going to be structured. I just need to decide what am I going to be expressing? And we'll see. Tomorrow can take care of itself. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. My channel is called Arts with Dipti Lamba. There are a lot of Diptis on YouTube. Surprise, surprise. Until next time, Happy New Year, everyone. Be kind, be generous, be nice, especially to yourselves. Bye.